The couple that games together stays together. That's what relationship counselors and other experts say, at least. Whether you're using your shared love of gaming to break the ice on a first date, or simply cuddling on the couch with your controllers in hand, playing certain games together can be a great way for you and your beau to bond.
I don't think so.
These games? Not so much. You'll want to play these titles while you're alone. They might be fun, but many of them send the wrong message. Make sure that your partner doesn't catch you with these gems, otherwise, as far as your relationship is concerned, it's game over. Catherine's uncomfortable questions. Early on in Atlas's surreal puzzler Catherine, your character Vincent wakes up from a booze-addled haze next to a buxom blonde named Catherine. The problem? That's not Vincent's girlfriend. Her name is Catherine with a K. Still with us? Good.
Holy Oh man, this is not good.
What isn't good? Turns out old Vinny can't seem to help himself, and before long, the one-night stand turns into an ongoing fling. By day, you'll need to help Vincent hide his affair. By night, you must guide Vincent, who grows ram horns in his nightmares, as he tries to escape monsters that include a demonic bride, a giant baby, and a sentient butt. It's all fantastically weird and disturbing, and chances are that your partner won't be thrilled that you're playing a game that transforms your relationship into the stuff of literal nightmares.
But she was with me, right?
I said I didn't see her. Hell, I never even saw her once.
But that's not all that Catherine has up its sleeve. In addition to the game's bizarre take on infidelity, it also asks you probing personal questions about your views on dating and long-term commitment.
If you were to cheat on someone, who is more likely to be at fault?
Those answers are all yours. Unless you want your partner to know how you feel on some pretty dicey issues, keep them out of the room while you're playing. For love or money? Fable 2 might be the most adultery-friendly game in existence. As you travel the world of Albion, you're welcome to seduce any men and women that you come across by showering your paramour with gifts, spamming their favorite emotes, and taking them on dates to their favorite locations. It doesn't matter if you're already in a relationship, it doesn't even matter if you're married. Unless you're in a real-life open relationship, you probably don't want your significant other to see you engaging in serial philandering. But that's not what makes Fable 2 a romance killer. It's the end of the game that poses the biggest problem. During Fable 2's climax, the villain whacks your husbands, wives, your kids, and your dog. At that point, you have to make a choice. You can bring back everyone the big bag killed except for your family, you can bring back your loved ones, including your dog, or you can cash out for a giant pile of gold. Make that decision alone. The last thing you want your partner to know is how easily you'd sell them out. Cause let's be honest, that's too much money to pass up.
Woo, I got my money!
The land of make-believe. If you've ever shared an apartment with your boyfriend or girlfriend, you know that splitting household duties is crucial, and you better make sure that you hold up your end of the bargain. Have you ever cleaned the dishes or done that 2 weeks worth of laundry? Did you remember to water the plants or walk the dog?
Yes!
Well, if you answered no to any of those questions, definitely make sure you keep your daily Animal Crossing habit a secret. It's one thing to play video games instead of working. It's another entirely to spend your time doing pretend chores when there are real ones to do. Yes, pulling digital weeds and running errands for Animal Crossing's adorably doofy cast is oddly calming. But not everybody gets it. We realize that a couple of days living in filth is a small price to pay for a snazzy shamrock hat or a cake shaped like a teapot. Your significant other, on the other hand, probably won't be so understanding. Built like a tank. Everyone has a type. Maybe you like tall, skinny boys. Maybe you prefer curvy redheads. Maybe beards or glasses drive you wild, or maybe, just maybe, your heart swells at the thought of caterpillar tracks and armor plates. Hey, whatever floats your boat. Or in this case, your PT-76. Like your typical dating simulator, Panzer Maydels casts you as a high school student looking for love, except all of your potential mates are tanks. Oh, they look like regular high school girls, but each student is the personification of a different tank used in World War II. The M4 Sherman, for example, is an all-American tomboy who, quote, would rather be outside on the firing line listening to classic rock than sitting in class. We'll stop there before you get too hot and bothered. Playing a dating simulator in front of your partner is always a risky proposition, but Panzer Maydels is more dangerous than most. No matter how your beloved dresses or how hard they work out, they're never going to be a tank. It's just not going to happen. Keep your love affair with military hardware to yourself. It'll be better for everyone. Super Seducer sucks. Let's get this out of the way up front. Super Seducer is not a good game. Produced by and starring Richard LaRuna, a self-proclaimed pickup artist that even Piers Morgan finds repulsive, Super Seducer How to Talk to Girls uses live-action video to teach users how to score with attractive women.
So how have you been the past few days? What have you been doing?
Actually, quite a lot. I went to the gym as usual, and then did some work, but it's boring, right?
That's the idea anyway. The poor people who've played Super Seducer call it farcical and disastrous and The Room levels of bad.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Almost all the situations Super Seducer confront you with are simple multiple-choice questions, and not difficult ones. Much of LaRuna's advice, like planting yourself in front of a woman on the street so that she can't escape, ranges from creepy to borderline abusive. It's truly the definition of cringeworthy.
You know what? You're just adorable. Look at you, like a little baby lamb.
Oh, thank you.
In fact, look at you, you're so shy.
Basically, you've got no reason to play this if you're already in a relationship. At best, your girlfriend is going to think you're a creep. At worst, she's going to think you're planning on cheating. And honestly, if you're willing to subject yourself to Super Seducer while you've already got a great girl, we can't think of any other reasonable explanation. Protecting the mini-masochist. For many couples, settling down and bringing a kid or two into the world is a big part of the long-term plan. Maybe you and your partner are one of those couples. If so, don't let your significant other catch you playing Who's Your Daddy, which is explicitly designed to make you look like the worst parent imaginable. Who's Your Daddy is a two-player game in which one person plays the titular daddy while the other controls his newborn spawn. If you're the dad, your goal is to keep your baby safe. If you're the baby, your job is to make that as hard as possible. Climb into a lit oven, swallow batteries, stick a fork in the electrical outlet. Do whatever you can to end your life as quickly as possible or you're going to lose. Who's Your Daddy is all in good, if dark, fun. But don't expect your partner to see it that way. Chances are, this game will make any reasonable human being reconsider whether or not you're really the right person to raise a child with. Unless, of course, you're gleefully playing together. In that case, maybe parenting isn't for either of you. Everybody loves a dream daddy. There's a dad for everybody in Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator. There's Joseph, the cool youth minister dad, who's great at baking. There's Brian, who's all set to dazzle you with his manly paunch, bristling beard, and award-winning garden. Robert is bad news in all the best ways. Matt is the hipster hunk of your dreams. Craig is a gym rat with twin daughters, while Hugo Vega knows just how to stimulate your mind.
Mommy like it.
Dream Daddy is funny, but it's not a joke, and that's key. These dads aren't just stereotypes. They're fully fleshed out characters with their own wants, needs, and flaws, and no matter how you swing, you'll probably fall for at least one of them. Most likely, your partner will too. If your significant other decides to go all in with a video game character, that'll leave you painfully alone. No daddy is worth that, not even these. Just don't do it. At first glance, there's nothing scandalous about Conception 2, Children of the Seven Stars. You're not sleeping with those high school girls you're dating, you're classmating with them. You're not swapping fluids or DNA with each other either. No, you simply exchange magical ether by holding hands. Oh, and you're definitely not enlisting your offspring, known as Star Children, into your army and sending them into battle. Oh, wait, never mind, that part is 100% true. In short, Conception 2 is like a greatest hits list of everything you don't want your partner to see. A dating simulator starring very young anime girls? Yup. Bad parenting? Oh, you bet. The whole thing has more red flags than a communist parade.
The ritual involves pouring a male's ether into a female's star womb.
Okay. Okay.
Don't get us wrong, Conception 2 is wicked fun, especially if you're into JRPGs like Persona and Etrian Odyssey. If you're in a relationship, however, do not let your other see you play this game. It's phenomenally weird and will lead to all sorts of questions, and chances are your partner would not like the answers. You've been warned. My lord. You're forgiven if you don't know what Evany is about. Instead of explaining Evany's medieval fantasy setting or its city-building based gameplay, ads for the game had a very different focus. Yeah, Evany is that game, the one that seemed like it was pretty much everywhere a couple of years ago, with ads starring women decked out in low-cut Renaissance fair garb. You've seen the ads. Your partner has too, and she's not too thrilled with him. They've got absolutely nothing to do with Evany itself, but like they say,
Sex sells, Morty.
ironically, Evany doesn't have any sexy women in the game itself. In fact, there aren't really any women in Evany at all. You might be able to get away with enjoying Evany in front of your partner just fine, as long as he or she doesn't ask what the game is called. Once you answer and they realize that you're talking about the boob game, yeah, you're sunk. Thanks for watching. Click the SVG icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.